SMtv, the new brick. This brick's got spaces waiting. This mess is nothing, wait. This laughing pig is mild, for what's to come is wide awake. And we're all so Tory tired and beaten by minds small. This beach is fuck, point break, this ain't no one surfing here at all.
Ooh, the Sleaford Mods, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, dark. Uplifting. Yeah, truth, man. Giving it to the man. With beats. Groovy hair. Nice.
Hello everyone. Welcome to SMtv. Thanks for tuning in. Tonight we're going to be talking about spare ribs, everything associated with it, the music. We're going to be talking about playing live. We're going to be wanking off food blenders. And we're going to be answering questions from friends, associates, people that we kind of know. Yeah, thank you to Paul Stokesy, for keeping both myself and Andrew in check. Yeah. We really miss you. We hope to see you soon at a gig. But in the meantime, fuck off and watch this.
Hi, I'm music journalist Paul Stokes and welcome to SMtv, a tour through songs, shows and Spare Ribs, the new album from Sleaford Mods. The best yet? I'm not going to argue.
All them skills, all that sewing, all that making Marks and Spencer's knickers.
If we could be a fly on the wall and peer in, what would it be like to be in your dressing room before a gig?
Just like we are now.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, now it's sort of a well-oiled wheel. I'll usually turn up like an hour before and you turn up like 20 minutes before, and it's just get on with it, innit?
Yeah.
You know.
Halfway, you know, you do start, you have a right laugh from the word go, really. Just banter, dressing room banter.
And then it's an hour of like feeling like you're on ecstasy, and then back to flatlining again, isn't it? You know.
Do you enjoy the fact that both of you are doing something entirely different on stage?
Yeah, I mean, the gigs are the best thing about it. You know, I hate touring, I hate hotels, I hate travelling. Yeah, but then the gig actually makes up for it. You know, even if I'm having a shit day, as soon as you get on the stage and see all the people, it's such a vibe that it, you know, it really does cheer you up. So yeah, the gigs are the best thing about it, really.
It seems from having words that were written to be performed, it gave you a real expression. Is that fair to say?
Yeah. Oh, definitely. I think, and the performance just followed it, really. I didn't think about the performance at all. And when we came to trying to do it live, obviously there's a lot of words to remember, but at the same time, you can't get away with not putting any energy into these words. You know, it's just going to fall on its face. So that energy alone started to create the performance side of it. Do you know what I mean?
But what was it like doing a live stream gig?
Oh, it's just like business as usual, really. I just treat it like an extended TV show. Do you know what I mean? I just treat it like that. And plus, we like performing. You know, it's just I like playing. You know, it's interesting to me to monitor the gig as it goes on, you know, in my head as we're playing, you know, what do we look like? Is it good? Does it sound good? You know what I mean? yeah, so all of these things, the performance means a lot, you know what I mean? New songs, when you play them out for the first time, it's always a bit shaky. It's not, but you just think it is, you know. And when we did Elocution, it was all right, actually. That talking bit at the start, you got to get right. That's always a bit, ooh. That's what makes it also exciting, doesn't it? It's this ultimate fear of dread, but then, you know, when you do it, when you accomplish it, it's brilliant. But yeah, it was good to get that song sorted and play it out. It's interesting to see what people would think of it, you know what I mean?
How was it playing that song in an independent venue?
Yeah. It was great, you know. It just again, it's just that feeling that it was working and it sounds good. So yeah.
Hello there. I'm here today to talk about the importance of independent venues. I'm also secretly hoping that by agreeing to talk about the importance of independent venues, I will then be in a position to move away from playing independent venues. I'm no good with elocution to get myself into the institution, so I can win some donkey straw, get a frame and put it on my fucking wall. I wish I had the time to be a wanker just like you, and maybe then I'd be somewhere lovely and warm just like you. Elocution, elocution. I wish I had the time to be a wanker just like you, and maybe then I'd be somewhere lovely and warm just like you. Hey, hey, it's a suicide mission to go online and knock the opposition, but I don't need no donkey straw, cause I weed in the corner near the stable door, and I buzz career tabs death, little one-liners, little clever shit-ass fivers, in the scope that the hands of the shy have took, back to the pegs in the coats where the bones hang up. Hey, I wish I had the time to be a wanker just like you, and maybe then I'd be somewhere lovely and warm just like you.
It's me, you, tour manager, and the sound guy. We all share the same room all the time, don't we?
Yeah, we're like I always think with the shuttle as well. I always feel like it's like Red Dwarf.
It is. It is, and you get the sound man trying to nick my seat all the time, which is just not happening. That's my fucking seat. You don't try and nick Andrew's seat. Why are you trying to nick mine, Ray? Huh?
It's on purpose, I think.
He does. You can see him eyeballing it. It's like, it's my fucking seat. This is my seat.
You've got a tour booked. How much are you looking forward to hitting the road again?
Yeah. Well, we've obviously got a tour booked for the end of this year. Looking forward to that. If it comes off, I'm hoping it will. You know, you know, playing in Nottingham Arena for a start is just it's just massive. It's just brilliant. You know,
How much are you yearning to play the songs from this record live as well? Because obviously,
I don't know, because I'm trying to rehearse them currently, and yeah, good. You know, I don't know which ones will go in the set. I don't know. You know, who knows? They're all great. You know, you could put whatever in there. We've got like 6 albums worth now. You could do a musical, couldn't you? So I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Sleaford Mods a musical, now there's a prospect. I Don't Rate You feels like one of Spare Ribs' big moments. What was your reaction when you first heard the music from Andrew?
I just thought prodigy, to a certain degree. It was a mixture of prodigy and just some nasty beat that you ain't heard. So I just put this nasty early kind of grime spit on it, mixed in with, what did it all mean? You know, Prodigy used to nick that, well, they use that sample quite a lot, but rather than use the sample, I tried to imitate it, you know. What did it all mean? Something like that.
Yeah, I'll meet you down the Olive. What's that shop on list on that? Watch that idea lift off black. List up's no one, list got you. Don't talk shit, it stinks poo poo. I don't break you. She's up like that, that's what he said. Blokes a kiss our silly head. Bloke commercial boring twat. I don't really like things like that. I don't break you. Like the cards, I've seen them drop. You're the everyman that's not. You're the fixer, lovely teeth. But fuck off, wanker, famous teeth. I don't break you. I don't break you. I don't break you. I don't break you. What does it all mean? What does it all mean? What does it all mean? What you telling me that for? Boozing with him for the look. I don't want no stars near me. I'm not a fucking galaxy. I don't break you. Associate, make the wrong. I'll just look like anyone. I'll just do stuff dum dum dum. It's infested like that. Rat run out, Paul. I don't break you. I don't want no castle run. I don't want a moat that's full. I don't need no horses running. I don't need no princess up sailing down here. I don't break you. I don't break you. I don't break you. I don't break you. On the close. On the close. On the fucking close. On the fucking close. So, do you wanna sound cold? Do you wanna sound cold? Do you wanna sound cold? Well, you don't. Do you wanna sound cold? Do you wanna sound cold? Do you wanna sound cold? Well, you don't. 1, 2, 3, fucker. I don't break you. I don't break you. I don't break you.
Yeah, I don't rate you. Yeah, yeah, I don't rate you. I don't. Yeah, you know, I was thinking, you know, how can you? I don't rate you. Yeah, I don't rate. I don't rate that. You know, I don't rate it. What do you think? I don't rate it. I don't rate you.
Hello, Robbie Williams here. I have a question for the Sleaford Mods. What colour is Tuesday? I've kind of got Tuesday down as a turquoise or a crimson. I can't choose between the two. So, what colour is Tuesday?
I don't know. I mean, you know, Tuesdays were always terrible Tuesdays, weren't they, when you were coming down off drugs? Mondays you were still a bit, but Tuesdays were like, oh, fucking hell. Oh.
Why did he ask that? That's weird.
So what colour would Tuesdays be? They'd just be, I think they'd be, you know, they'd be feces coloured, wouldn't they? They'd be brown. They'd be brown like diarrhea.
It's weird when you said that, I thought orange, but I don't know why.
So tell me, how does the Sleaford Mods track start from your perspective?
It's kind of a mixture of different things from track to track, because some of them are just like a loop, you know, and some of them are a bit more involved, you know. Like Morecambe Mindy was done on a pocket operator, like the whole track, apart from the bass note that runs through it, which is just one note that we put on afterwards. So that was quite simple, you know. In fact, I did make that one when we were touring, we were driving around. So, and then other tracks like Sticking a Five, you know, that's a bit more, you know, multi-tracked music.
Because it strikes me on Spare Ribs that this is perhaps the broadest palette of sounds that you're kind of incorporated into the music. Would that be fair to say?
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of put a bit more electronic sounding stuff into it. You know, I think we kind of had to sort of like slowly sort of make it go that way because, you know, because how it started with tracks like Jolly Fucker and, you know, it's quite sort of like punk loop sort of music. So, yeah, again, it's sort of just kind of like as a natural progression, you know, and understanding what Jason wanted to do and what would work, you know. Kebab Spider, again, I think was maybe a little bit more. I think Kebab Spider to me is where it kind of progressed that way more than this album. You know, we'd already gone further into electronic stuff with Eaten Alive and English Tapas. So, I mean, a lot of people seem to think it's kind of jumped a bit more with this album, but I've tried to sort of make it sound as progressive as possible, you know, without jumping too much.
How much do Jason's words inspire the atmosphere that you create on the tracks?
Oh, that it's the other way around, really. You know, I don't have any words. You know, again, yeah. I mean, some of the tracks, again, like Sticking a Five, was just sort of there. You know, it was like came out of like the previous tour and the idea of what Sleaford Mods sounds like. And some things are just there. You know, they're just there for you because you've worked at the idea in the first place. So you don't have to try too hard again, you know. If you've got good ideas to start with, it's kind of easy, you know. And then when we go into the studio and the words get put on it, then we can sort of like, you know, that's when we can sort of like refine things a bit more. That sort of looping quality is really important with Sleaford Mods music, I think, you know. It's like just creating that vibe of it being a stolen loop from something else, you know. So like within the loop, you've got that kind of live feel. But then, you know, unlike live punk music, which is really tight a lot of the time for a lot of bands, but it's still got that kind of a different kind of fluidity, you know. Whereas when it's looped, it's got that, it's like super urgent almost, you know, like techno.
And how much does that loop change then when you make it into a song by adding Jason's words?
Yeah, I mean, it completely revolutionizes it in lots of ways, doesn't it? You know, because originally it's for a different audience. You know, if music, instrumental music's for a different audience. You know, people that like instrumental music aren't into words. They're not into singing. They don't care. You know, so it is a different audience, isn't it? You know,
It is that intertwining between the music and the words that really, I think, lifts Sleaford Mods. And so, like you say, it's love, but there must be a sense of understanding between the two of you as well.
Yeah, it's hard to explain that really. It just kind of works, doesn't it? You know, we work together quite well, and it's quite fast. We work together really fast. So, yeah, I think those things are quite important. How speed you work at as a band. You know, if you imagine if you were a live band and you had one person that was too slow at like, you know, it doesn't really matter on the music, does it? It's not the style or anything. It's just, yeah, it's just getting on with it. You know, we're quite impatient.
That seems to be Sleaford Mods Raisins Etcher. Quick.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's it. Yeah, that's the idea. I mean, some things took a bit longer. You know, like the Amy track, it was more the arrangement we had to sort of move around where we sort of put her vocal wasn't quite working. And then we just did this kind of dropout thing. So it just dropped back to the beat and it was like, oh, there you go. That was, you know, it's often, if there's a problem somewhere in a track, it's obviously easier than you think to fix, you know. You just got to step back a little bit and maybe wait a little bit longer, you know. Give it another 5 minutes.
A lifetime in Sleaford Mods.
Yeah, exactly.
How do you know when you both agree that a Sleaford Mods song is finished?
You just know. And Andrew will go, oh, that's about done, isn't it? Or I will.
Yeah.
You know, you just know.
You just know, yeah. I think that's part of the enjoyable thing about the music, isn't it? That there is room for a person's mind to imagine things on top, which, you know, gives music more longevity because you're not colouring everything in, are you? You know, you're leaving some of it freed up for people's minds, you know.
I think the emptier it is, the less it can, as you've just said, Andrew, get you know, put to a certain time. You know, it becomes a bit timeless, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
He just creates these like really kind of floating landscapes. You know what I mean? And I don't think that's to be fucked with, really. I think the perfect accompaniment, you know, my voice goes with it really well, but we know how to use it with it, don't we? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, it's that Stark thing's always been there, hasn't it? That sort of, you know, reflecting the grimness of UK life and all that sort of thing.
I think so, yeah. It is really, I mean, it did.
That was definitely an intention, wasn't it, that we had, I think.
I think, yeah, you're right, actually. And perhaps in that sense, it does marry itself to this period in time. I think, you know, you're right, Andrew. It does. It's grim, isn't it? it's
grim, yeah. I think that we were. If it was totally grim, we were like, "There, it's finished now." You know what I mean? Yeah. It's defining complete UK grimness.
We've got a new genre out of that, UK grim.
UK grim.
Drop the E.
Isn't it?
Like a line for going through the E.
UK grim. Glimpses, oh yeah.
childhood memory seems to be one of the key pillars of Spare Ribs. Was it strange to go back and revisit that time in your life?
Not strange, but it was quite heavy, really, because, you know, I have an habit of just like maudling and like feeling a bit down about it all. You know, and trying to, you know, going back to the particular events of my childhood, certain events, you know, your parents splitting up, a massive back operation I had, and just the general experience of, you know, life in small town England in the early 80s. Yeah, all of those things, you know, in comparison to what I know now and who I am now, it's fucking horrible, you know. So I think it was quite heavy, really.
It's interesting because you haven't really adopted a nostalgic approach with Morecambe Indie when examining your childhood.
No, it was just a series of disappointments in the sense of nothing was, you know, it was shit, you know, it was the 80s, early 80s, it was crap. It was awful, you know, all the colours and everything, the palette of the 80s. Yeah, it was pretty uninspiring, you know. There wasn't a lot to get into, and that's why I fell into escapism through music, etc. But I wanted to definitely try and paint a picture of that, of what I've just tried to explain. You know what I mean?
And obviously, your 80s was somewhat different to most in that you mentioned the back operation. I mean, that almost could have left you not walking, couldn't it, if it hadn't gone the right way, which unfortunately it did.
Yeah, I was born with this kind of rare form of spina bifida, and I didn't find that out until last summer, so 2020. But I had an operation to remove a tumour on my spine, and then like I had all my nerves. I got like the horse's tail. Something was wrong with that. All the nerves were tangled, or I don't know. And then, you know, my spine from my base of my neck downwards is just a bit odd. And if you look at my back, you can see it. You know, I had an operation on it around 1982. And they said it was a 50-50 chance of me losing the ability in my left leg, you know. So, you know, it was a success. You know, there was this crack team of surgeons or whatever in Derby that I drove over there, you know, camped there for a month, you know what I mean, and he sorted it out. So yeah, it was, you know, I'm very fortunate in that sense, you know.
Too high, too low, it doesn't make a difference, I know. Too high, too low, but the system won't go.
So, Billy, when was the first time you heard Morecambe Indie, obviously without your vocals?
I reckon it's like the end of 2019. Jason, I might have got that wrong. I think it was Jason sent it to me around the end of 2019. And yeah, it was just kind of a demo form, and he had kind of the structure and the bones of it, and kind of said, how would you do it, and what would you put on it? And then I just played with it. That very night, I obviously played it cool and was like, yeah, you know, I'll look at it. Obviously, like, ran home and like spent all night on it. But yeah, you know, so yeah.
And what was your feeling when they first invited you to join inside their creative bubble? Because I mean, this is the first record where they have broadened it out and had other voices on it. What was your reaction?
Yeah, amazing. Like, I mean, I was just a Sleaford Mods fan. I still am. So yeah, the fact that they were even going to consider it, I was quite taken back by. I still am. When I hear it, I'm like, oh God, that happened. I actually ended up on it. You know. Yeah, really cool, just really flattered and really cool, and yeah, it's a real kind of credit, you know. It's amazing.
But tell us a bit about the recording process, because this was one that you were allowed to do in person, weren't you? Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, they have a really chilled out way of approaching their recording style, and seeing them in the studio. It's totally natural and it's totally unforced, and everything is everything just clicks, and it was really exciting to see and watch, you know, because it's nice to be, I don't know, you get an insight into how that works in that world, and it was really cool.
And what was the Morecambe Indie house like?
Very similar to sort of house I grew up in, actually. And Jason, I remember saying as well, I think that's why he chose it, because it reminded him of house he grew up in. So yeah, it was all kind of torn out. I think I don't know if they were moving or whether someone was going, but yeah, it was all kind of torn out and a bit kind of like, yeah, it looked like a film set. It looked like one of them houses you'd get in, like, I don't know, something awful was about to happen. And Ben Wheatley's there with his camera, so probably, right? Like
Mork and Mindy, Action Man and Cindy. I don't mess about. I make them kiss each other when my mum and dad go out. No messing, no curtain twitching, no stressing. I don't hang about. I get them down and dirty, then get them falling out, then get them flirty, get them throwing plates at each other, cause that's what it's all about. Now fuck off back to your own room. Well, go in the back room when buckles going on what's new and the plated scenes of that. I live on a really depressing cul-de-sac where couples get divorced and people come up that you've never seen before, like that. Smell of cigars and oil, twat.
You go too high, too low, it doesn't make a difference. I know. Too high, too low, but the system won't go. Too high, too low, it doesn't make a difference. I know. Too high, too low, but the system won't go.
Mork and Mindy, I got eagle eyes above me. I just hit it out in beige and tan, stain-proof kitchen mat and ass. Pheasant just hanging about. Look at the sea patch on the fucker. Old man and his brother setting about. Stinks like an old body, like mornings on the body. Shotgun lagerotte, like porn up sticking constantly. Wi-Fi's gone all lo-fi. My arse is feeling too dry, like crackers out at midnight. I can't be arsed with a butter, alright.
You're not from round here. Crash landed about a week ago. Yeah, I feel for you, I do. The state of it is alarming, so don't presume anything. Or Blue Monday will someday become you. Well, the furniture's the same, but the menu's rearranged, and your jokes won't land in the same space you're used to. You go too high, too low, it doesn't make a difference. I know. Too high, too low, but the system won't go. Too high, too low, it doesn't make a difference. I know. Too high, too low, but the system won't go.
I looked out on the throne, outside of my window. Outside there wasn't anything nice to see. I wanted things to smell like meadows, not like hell. Dying dandelions and bumblebees. I looked out at the throne, outside of my window. Outside there wasn't anything nice to see. I wanted things to smell like meadows, not like hell. Dying dandelions and bumblebees.
How you doing? Welcome to Late Night with Jason.
So Late Night with Jason, how did that happen?
Oh God, just twatting about, just trying to have a laugh. I mean, it is a bit embarrassing, but it's funny.
My marijuana plants out here. This is fine marijuana, grade A, Amnesia Pro.
We started to just try and do a bit more comedy content, you know, just for a laugh, and that's how it came about, really.
And who's done it?
Well, loads of people. Robbie Williams, Charlie Steen from Shame, Lankum. Jesus Christ, we've had loads. Jeff Barrow from Beak, Portishead, tons. Iggy Pop, obviously, the master. But when I went from asking mates and going to musicians, it was a bit like, you know, a bit more trickier. Because you obviously, you know, we've all got egos, haven't we, in this game? You don't want to look like a cunt. So, you know, some of them came through and some of them didn't, you know.
It's a long way to the top 40, my friend, and a lot of legs can get broken in that time.
Oh yeah, man, just totally staying busy. I've just written a sea shanty about Buck Angel. I don't know if you've heard of him, but anyways.
As someone who's guested in Late Night with Jason, what's your opinion of his little sideline?
It's brilliant. Yeah, I like it. I've done one myself, yeah. In the summer with the lockdown, yeah.
Who's got the better show, me or Graham Norton?
Not as good as Graham Norton, is it?
Fucking fuck off!
I think the Bobby Gillespie one was my favourite.
How you doing? Welcome to Late Night with Jason. This week's guest is Bobby Gillespie. Bobby, how you doing?
For fuck's sake, man. Gonna stop bugging me. I'm just about to eat my fucking tea.
Fuck off.
I'm gonna get a Target tattoo. I'm gonna get myself a Lambretta. And I'm gonna join a mod band.
Yeah, you don't have to take the piss, mate.
The good thing about this COVID lockdown was you could just sit in your room. You didn't have to talk to any cunt.
Oh, yeah.
No cunt would bother you.
Oh, yeah. What do you reckon to our new single then with Billy No Mates, Mork and Mindy, Bobby?
I love it.
You want to remember that then, don't you, Bobby? Next time you come on my fucking show, taking the piss, acting like the fucking big... Well, you... No, fuck!
You fucking mod cunt!
Job seeker, cannot strong bow on my mess, desperately clutching on to a leaflet on depression. Supplied to me by the NHS. It's anyone's guess how I got here. Anyone's guess how I go. No, 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 no.
Hey guys, I'm a huge fan of your music, and I think my mom would be too, but I'm worried the bad language might be a bit much for her. Have you ever considered making an album with more family-friendly lyrics, say a holiday album? Thanks.
Hello, Zeph. How you doing? Have we ever considered making a more family-orientated album? No. We got asked to do a Christmas song once, but we said no to that. I'm not sure how that would land, really. I don't know. I don't think it would suit us, really. But I don't know. Kids seem to love what we do, though. I'm not sure about mums and dads. Perhaps they do, I don't know. Well, they must do, because a lot of them turn up to the gigs. But yeah, no, that's still something that remains to be a bit elusive, the old family-friendly album. I mean, what would you do? What would you do? You know, there's no way, there's no friendly way of talking about the Conservative Party, is there? But thank you.
One of the key themes in Spare Ribs seems to be this idea that people are used and then discarded, often without being engaged with either culturally or politically. Why did you want to explore that on the record?
It's just sink or swim, isn't it? You know, it still is sink or swim, and you know, your level of comfort is dictated obviously by the amount of support you've got around you, financial support, you know, people support, etc. You know, but it is literally sink or swim. It's vicious. It's still very vicious, you know, and it's obviously, you know, completely and utterly vicious, chaotic. Connecting to whatever kind of policy is going on, it just dictates how much pain you're going to have, you know, in accordance to, as I've said, what you've got around you. You know what I mean?
And lyrically on Spare Ribs, it seems like you are actually trying to get behind the reasoning for this. Like the lyrics, like, you know, we're all subjected to minds that are spraying. I mean, one of the things that worries me about the current situation is they're not evil geniuses. It's the opposite. It's incompetence.
Oh God, yeah, they're fucking terrible. You know, we're led by probably the worst leader we've had in the history of this country. You know, I'm not too up on historic prime ministers, but come on, for fuck's sake. I mean, you know, most prime ministers are just subservient to the fucking to the economic model anyway. So I mean, but you know, Boris Johnson's completely fucking useless. And to have that guy just stood there on the podium with his other, you know, with the other people, you know, Sunak, Patel, who else? All of the fucking criminals, man. You know, you can't get at these people. You know what I mean? These people will carry on living, and that'll be that. You know. And they'll live very nice, comfortable lives, thank you very much, with very little comeback or consequence for what they've done, you know. You know, we have to put up with the bullshit, I guess. But that's fine. We can put up with the bullshit, can't we? You know, it's the fact that these people will get no comeuppance. And I think, especially these days, in the way I see it, I think more about revenge than I do about my own livelihood and how I'm going to survive, you know.
What was your satisfaction level like when you finished the track like Shortcomings and know you nailed it?
Yeah, really good, you know. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's hard, isn't it? Because they don't give a fuck what you're saying about them. They don't even listen. I mean, David Cameron was a massive fan of Eaton Rifles, you know, the song by The Jam. It's like, he was a massive fan of the Smiths, wasn't he? You know, these people don't care, you know. It's interesting, really. They're so remote, they're so removed from, you know, the idea of you know, 25 terrace houses, the street, the cars, and everybody living there. They're so removed from that. So, you know, writing anything that is going to get to them is just, you know, you're not going to do that. But I think if you can articulate it in a way that is that you feel is satisfactory, and not just a simple "you're a cunt and I don't like you," I think you're halfway there with it, aren't you?
And then, of course, Shortcomings became a single, possibly because its subject was about to disappear from the political scene, or at least we hope. What was it like making a video for that track? Yeah, Shortcomings. Yeah, with the fabulous Mr. Ian Tatham, and he's sat here now to my left. Yeah, brilliant. You know, I've known Ian for a long, long time. Obviously, you know, he's been doing this kind of thing for years and years. So, yeah, Claire just popped the question to him, and that was it. Not marriage or anything, but a video that would have been problematic. So yeah, yeah, he did a wicked job on it. Fucking fantastic. So, and we shot it in the Market Bar. Which is an old bar in Nottingham. It's not called that now. I think, is it called the Market Bar now? It's not, is it? But yeah, with many memories there, you know, ecstasy and whatever, you know. So, you know, Andrew was on a screen behind me, obviously, as you well know and people know, but it really worked out. It was great. Yeah, brilliant.
I'm elevated, I'm captain up. Just round the back of the shop, shot straight. The rain in the wood is like a dinner. Say, it hits my nose, and all I got is twigs and fat weeds and grass snakes. Please, when did I get so fucking down on my knees? You have the mission when you walk along. Don't be a slider, get it how you want. I snog it now cause the sexy spot is dancing like baby. Dirty dancing, aka another crisis next to the magazine stand. Where's our picture on the front of this magazine, man? It's such a shame that every job here is dead. It's such a shame that every person I meet needs smacking in the head. When did I get so fucking down on my knees? He's gonna get all his dreams. He's got shortcomings. He's gonna mess himself so much, but
it's all gonna come down hard. He's gonna get all his dreams. He's got shortcomings. He's gonna mess himself so much, but it's all gonna come down hard. You really don't know what they probably got. They got your arms if you resist the trot. I'll dance it now cause the rest is turned up in the microwave. Dark brown with the wavy wave. Just round the back of the bridge, no sleep. Lines of the road with the yellow lights break the night to my mind. Who lives in that house and what do they think all the time? He's gonna get all his dreams. He's got shortcomings. He's gonna mess himself so much, but it's all gonna come down hard. He's gonna get all his dreams. He's got shortcomings. He's gonna mess himself so much, but it's all gonna come down hard. He's gonna get all his dreams. He's got shortcomings. He's gonna mess himself so much, but it's all gonna come down hard. He's gonna get all his dreams. He's got shortcomings. He's gonna mess himself so much, but it's all gonna come down hard.
Baking Daddy's back, and this week I'm combining raspberries and nuts, and I'm making a raspberry bakewell cake.
As much as it's become a social media phenomenon as Baking Daddy, you do actually bake for real, don't you?
Yeah, but I mean, one morning I was baking it, and Claire just got a phone and started filming me, so I just played up to it and started going, oh, I'm here, yeah. I mean, it's quite disturbing. It's kind of like pornography mixed with a bit of, I don't know, old, traditional English comedy where they're camping it up a bit, I guess. But yeah. It's quite disturbing actually, and a lot of people have said, oh, well, I can't watch it. And I'm like, all right, well, don't watch it then. You don't have to tell me about it. Don't watch it, fuck off. It is funny,
Oh, I've had to use my bullet because I haven't got a food processor, but I burnt the motor out, so I'm gonna have to do it. Bye.
I mean, everybody's watched pornography, ain't they? But sometimes it's just like, Jesus, mate, you have to pull that face, come on. Yeah.
Has Baking Daddy made you anything?
He hasn't, no. I'm vegan anyway, so I can't eat any of it.
Was this a talent you knew he had all along, or were you as surprised as the rest of us when you saw Baking Daddy?
I mean, who knows whether he's got a chef off the screen or not? We don't know, do we?
Just sprinkling the nuts on top. Baking Daddy's raspberry bakewell cake. It's a bit crumbly.
Yeah, me, Dan the Olive. go, yo, don't talk shit, stinks poo poo.
Hey Jason and Sleaford Mods, I have a question for you. Fuck, marry, kill. Bryce, Declan, and hey Gus, can I jump in for a second? Just stick your head out of the shower.
What's this for? Hi.
All right, how you doing? Amy, lads, how you doing? Fuck, marry, kill. I don't know, yeah. I certainly wouldn't fuck any of you, no. I don't think at this point in our friendship that would be the right thing to do. But kill, of course, obviously not. No, I wouldn't kill any of you either. Marry, yes, probably. You know, marriage, you know, is an extension of friendship as well as many other things, isn't it? So I would definitely marry the lot of you, without a doubt, yeah.
Is there a moment on Spare Ribs that you're particularly proud of?
I like the end bit of the actual title track, Spare Ribs, where, I don't know, is it like a keyboard, Andrew? That's really, really good. I mean, there's loads of them, actually.
I think, I don't know about proud, but one thing that I'm really pleased with was how we struggled with Amy's track. We couldn't place the
vocal.
Yeah, and then when we fixed that, when we dropped that out, it was like, for me, mentally, it was like double whammy how good it was, you know, because it just wasn't quite right. And then in my mind, it was like, it went from being to being amazing. You know, it was like putting the last piece of a jigsaw in a puzzle kind of thing, you know.
We had Amy in mind initially, and we wrote Nudge It with Amy in mind. So it wasn't too hard to try and connect their angles to ours. Really, it was just a case of just a little bit of time and patience, I guess.
Gimme. I can drop a lyric with no need to drop a name. I do it for the pleasure, the money and the fame. You're saying that you love it, I'm saying that you're lying. I've been putting in the work, but you're barely even trying.
So they wrote Nudge It with you in mind. What was your reaction when you were sent over the music and asked to contribute to the song?
When they sent over Nudge It, I was like bopping to it for fucking ages. I was like, it was a morning when I listened to it, and I just listened to it like 18 times. I was like, fuck yeah. And then I stayed up like all night, and I was just like doing all this like real trashy Aussie rap over it for ages, and just like going back and forth over it for ages.
And tell me a bit about your vocal on the track, because it is a bit different from Animal and the Sniffers. It is a kind, like you say, there's a rap element to it.
Yeah, well, I love rap. Like, ever since I was a kid, like, I remember being, like, 15, and I just walk up and down the veranda trying to learn, like, Biggie Smalls lyrics and stuff. So I've always really loved rap. It's definitely influenced by that.
Can you tell us about your part of the shoot and how you did it?
It was so funny when we were filming the Nudge It part. So the guy that was driving the car, because they were filming out the back of a car, he was like, oh, yeah, just driving along real slow filming. And this guy with a baby comes up to the car and he's like, hey, mate. And everyone's kind of like, yeah. And he's like, we thought we were going to get in trouble in that. And he's like, can I get Amy to hold my baby? It was the first baby I've ever held in my life. So that was great. But honestly, we just whacked it out. It was very fun.
Yeah, I'm going to stay low, Amy. All right, and action.
I'm playing solo, and the after effects are making my skin crawl.
I can drop a lyric with no need to drop a name.
Yeah.
I do it for the money, the pleasure, and the fame.
Keep going.
You're saying that I love it. You're saying that you're lying. I've been putting in the work, but you're barely even trying.
Stood outside in high rise, trying to act like a gangster.
I love the fact that they're in grimy Nottingham and then you come in and there's this brilliant light to Melbourne and it's like, whoa, the budget just went up. But that's just Australia, right?
Yeah, and the budget went down. Maybe it's just sunlight. But yeah, no, I think that was Eddie's idea, actually, the director. I'm pretty sure, like, their director or whatever, that was his idea. Like, yeah, make it all sunny and that. And it turned out to be a beautiful afternoon, so it worked out well.
And just finally, obviously, you've done a track for Sleaford Mods. Is there any chance that you're going to call the favour back in and make Andrew or Jason do something for Animal and the Sniffers?
Oh, yeah, that can shine my shoes.
Gimme, gimme.
Because I had these daft ideas about higher notes in the chorus with the piano, and you were like, no, why don't you just go ding, 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 like a Stooges type thing. And then you sealed the deal with that. Why don't we drop her vocal in like a hip hop thing at the end? Because what she was doing was rappy. And, Andrew just said, why don't we drop her in at the end? Drop everything out and bring her in. Fucking hell, it was amazing. It was, oh, shit.
Yeah. You shot a video for Nudge It, which was shot on empty streets. Guess that was kind of the norm these days. But how much fun was it to do that video?
Yeah, it's weird how, again, on paper, the idea of doing that kind of like speeded up 90s thing, which is like Eminem every sort of 90s video. But then with us doing it, it just looks totally different. It doesn't have that. You don't even think about that. It's weird.
That's shot by Eddie the Wheel. Geezer, he lives in London. He's an American guy. He's a lovely bloke, though. He came up. He had this idea about doing it, kind of the old sort of fisheye lens thing, the hip hop thing, which it's fucking brilliant, to be honest. Yeah, brilliant. We shot that near the studio where we recorded the album, and Amy did her bit in Melbourne, but that's just brilliant. What she did was fantastic, and that was filmed really well. I think it was done at dusk or early in the morning. Just looked brilliant, Andrew said it reminded him of Grease, like summer nights, with me and her like duetting at the end. I was like, yeah, spot on, because I look like John Travolta a bit.
Gimme, gimme.
And the after effects are just a mind that's saying and playing so dull, and the after effects are making my skin crawl.
Because obviously these days marriage means a lot of things, and in a lot of cases it certainly doesn't mean sex. But I'm not saying that I don't have sex with my wife, because I do. That I'm not. This isn't a comment on my own personal situation.
And just sort of finally, obviously, the record is out. What are you looking for in terms of the sort of reaction from listeners, having made this record in lockdown circumstances? Will it be one of the ones where you actually see, or be keen to see what people think of it, just because it has been in its own bubble and now people can hear the whole thing?
Yeah, I'm hoping people really like it. I think it's brilliant. Is it the best one we've done so far? I always say that. I always think, well, it is, but is it? I don't know. Different albums mean something to different people. I just think the songs are great, and I've managed to get out what I wanted to say over some music that Andrew's done that is just brilliant. You know what I mean? He just pulls it out of the bag all the time. It's just weird how the two things connect. So yeah, I just love listening to it, and in another 6 months I won't listen to it again. That'll be it. I'll just be playing it night after night, hopefully soon. And I'll forget about it and move on, and we'll record another one,
This is the last song. Normally I'll say something really long and meaningful, connect to the audience, and they all fucking put their arms up and go, ah, and I go, ah.
So as we draw to the end of SMtv, the place we have to go is Tweet, 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 which is the song that closes every Sleaford Mods set. Why is that?
I think it's just one of those hits, and it's a hit we've had. The lyrical sentiment to it definitely strikes a chord with a lot of people. It still sort of explains what Twitter's like. It's a good place to go and vent. That's what I think. It probably curbs a lot of violence on the streets.
This one's dedicated to Kenny Beats. You fucking wanker.
Ooh, the Sleaford Mods, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, dark. Uplifting. Yeah, truth, man. Giving it to the man. With beats. Groovy hair. Nice.
Look at Colin's cop tonight.
Makeshift purple kitchens and chip shop birthdays, there were no nothings. Second hand, but I don't mind. Scouring the papers at Christmas time, where the gym was and the garage, and rows of stale marriage. No hand was as good as mine. Janet and John and fish cakes fried.